Ishan Kishan's mental health break has proved to be BCCI's mental breakdown.
In the last 2 weeks, there's been so much talk about how certain players are missing out on Ranji Trophy to prepare for the IPL. And so BCCI has almost come up with a mandate or suggested a mandate saying that players need to play a few number of Ranji games to play the IPL.
Now, if you think about this is really absurd because it makes no sense for a player who wants to focus only on white ball cricket to also play the Ranji format where it's not going to be of any use to that player. So we thought, why not let's come up with some certain criteria that BCCI selectors can use for selection of Indian cricketers. Now we thought we'll divide the selection criteria based on the format and also on transition phases for a cricketer. So you can think of it as 4 different selection criteria, which is one each for direct selection to T20, ODI or Test cricket. And the fourth is if a player is selected into one format and then transitions into another. For example, selected into T20s, transitions from there to ODIs and from there to Test cricket, or in that kind of order.
If you want to be selected directly into the T20 format in the Indian team, what we suggest is a player plays the Syed Mushtaq Ali the entire season, performs in the IPL, performs in Syed Mushtaq Ali. Even if it's one season, if he performs in both the tournaments, I think he's fine to be picked for the Indian team. But of course, there are certain players like Varun Chakravarti who didn't have any first-class background, get selected in the IPL. He plays only one season and then gets selected in the Indian team and almost gets forgotten about. Which is why if a player comes in with no background, he performs one season of the IPL. Again, it's the same thing. He could be the highest wicket taker or the highest run scorer, but he still needs to go back to first class, still needs to play Syed Mushtaq Ali at least half a season, perform in those games, and then he can get selected into the Indian team. Just performing in the IPL, I don't think should be enough. He should prove that he is consistent throughout. So I feel like these two tournaments are very, very important. For those of you who don't know, Syed Mushtaq Ali is the T20 tournament that's played interstate, but there are intra-state tournaments like TNPL that's played in Tamil Nadu. So players will obviously who do well in these small tournaments will get selected into the state team, and then they get play well in Syed Mushtaq Ali, and then they should hopefully be selected in the IPL. And if they perform well, the Indian team.
Now coming to the ODI format, it's usually very rare for a player to get picked directly into the ODI squad. Usually they come through T20 cricket and then they slowly transition into the ODI squad.
Sorry for interrupting. We obviously would have missed a certain scenario or a criteria where a player gets selected from the Indian team, and we may have missed that. So do let us know a situation like that, and we'll let you know what we think about how that player should be selected.
We've seen recently in the case of Shubman Gill, wherein he performed well in domestic cricket, he performed well in the Vijay Hazare tournament, and so we are considering this as the criteria for selection of players directly to the 50-over tournament, which is they should play a complete season of Vijay Hazare and they should perform extremely well in that. And yeah, based on that, if the player has done really well, then they can be looked into for the Indian team when it comes to the 50-over.
Now talking about Test cricket, I think this is certainly very easy. We have seen players like Sarfaraz Khan make it to the Indian team because of this. You play the entire Ranji Trophy season, perform well, and of course it's not just one Ranji Trophy season. If you get selected after that, I don't think anyone's going to complain, but it should be at least 2 Ranji Trophy seasons where you're going to perform. But the criteria of selection should be that that particular player should play the entire Ranji Trophy season, perform well, and then make his debut for the Indian team.
Now obviously there can be the scenario where a certain player who is in contention for one of the other formats of Indian cricket does not get to play the domestic seasons because of national duty in, say, white ball cricket, or maybe due to some injury concerns. For example, the most recent instance where this held true was Devdutt Padikkal, who got selected for the Indian team based on his performances against the England Lions in the ongoing India vs England Test series.
One of the reasons we thought this video is very important and these criteria are very important is because players like Shubman Gill, who are extremely talented and came from white ball to red ball cricket, went on to debut for India with very less first class experience, and we can see him struggling right now, and you need to give that player a lot of time for him to settle down. But instead you could have told him to play Ranji cricket, or he could have easily played the tour games, and then maybe he could have transitioned better into the red ball format.
So yeah, this has been our video. Thanks for watching. If you like our content, definitely like, comment, share, and most importantly subscribe. Engage with our content. We also have a blog, Instagram page, and of course this YouTube channel. Check out all our videos, and yeah, thanks for watching. Peace. So yeah, this has been our video on subscription. So yeah, this has been a video. Thanks.
You get some, this has been a video. You do it. You do it.